A noun is a part of speech. So, like a verb or an adjective, like this, a noun is a part of speech in every language. So, a noun is a word that is used to reference or refer to a thing, like the word book, pencil, cup, tree. A person, like teacher Sarah, you, right? My friend, my teacher, my doctor, and so on. Those are all nouns. Animals, cat, dog, horse, chicken. Places, place names like New York, or places like house, supermarket, and so on. Qualities like softness or happiness are nouns. Ideas like the word justice, or some actions like yodeling or running, things like this, that may look like verbs, but we can also use them as nouns in sentences. For example, if I say, I like running, in that sentence, running would be a noun. So this is something we've talked about before, how actions can be nouns. But usually in English, we say a noun is a person, place, or thing, and or an animal. So let's keep that in mind as we move forward. What is a noun? So nouns can be countable or uncountable. So let's take a look. What does it mean to count? Counting, of course, is when we see how many of something there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is counting. There are some things we can count and some things, some nouns that we cannot count. So let's go ahead and go through and see these. Here we have 6 nouns. So can we count these things? We went through that teacher is countable. Rain is uncountable. Restaurant is countable. Homework, uncountable, right? We cannot count. Computer. Now, can we count computer? Can I say I have 10 computers and 11 computers? Yes. Computer is a countable noun. And last, we have a quality, happiness. This is a noun, right? Something you can have. So can I say that I have 10 happinesses? No. So here we see the difference between nouns that we can count and nouns we cannot count. So let's go ahead and talk about these bit by bit. So first, let's take a little bit of a closer look at countable nouns. So as I mentioned, countable nouns are nouns that can be counted, like teacher, restaurant, or computer. So here's a tip. How can you know a noun is countable? Countable nouns usually become plural by adding s. So if you don't know, what does this word mean? Plural. Plural is when we have more than one of something. So if I have 1 cup, that is singular because there is 1. Plural, I have 2 cups, more than 1, right? So countable nouns like cup usually become plural by adding s. So for example, teacher would become teachers, restaurants, computers. This is one tip for if we know that nouns are countable. Now, not every countable noun can we add s to. For example, the word man is a countable noun, but we don't say mans, we say men, right? So countable nouns usually become plural by adding s. But remember, in a case like this word, man, men, person, people, woman, women, women, then you cannot add s. It just means it's a tip you can look for. So With countable nouns and uncountable nouns, there are some words we can use before with countable nouns and some that we can only use with uncountable nouns. For example, as we saw on the last slide, I cannot use a word like a number with an uncountable noun. I cannot say I have 10 rain, right? I can't use numbers. So there are different quantifiers or words that describe how much of something I can use with countable nouns versus uncountable nouns. So, for example, with countable nouns, things we can count, I can use the words a, an, and the. A restaurant, the computer. I can use numbers like 1, 2, or 3. 1 teacher, 2 restaurants, 3 computers. I can use words like a few, and fewer. There are a few restaurants in this city. There are fewer restaurants in that town over there. I can use the words a lot, many, and several. There are many computers in the computer lab. Several teachers are going on vacation next week. I can also use these words all, some, any, lots of, plenty of, and enough. So these we can actually use with both countable and uncountable nouns. So they're good words to use in any case. Some teachers teach math. Lots of restaurants around here are busy today. And there are enough computers for everyone to use. So here we have a quick list of the quantifiers we can use with countable nouns. So let's take a look at how we use these in a sentence. So with countable nouns, we use the question, how many? So remember, many is a word we can only use with countable nouns. So it also is our question, how many? So we're going to look at some different examples of sentences using how many countable and uncountable nouns. So let's begin. Here we have the question, how many restaurants are there? We could also ask, are there many restaurants? And to answer, how many restaurants are there? There are 3 restaurants. Are there many? Yes, there are a few. So here we see the 2 basic question forms we can use with countable nouns. How many or are there many? There are 3. There are a few. There are some, right? Number 2, how many apartment buildings are there? Or are there many apartment buildings? So how many? Sorry guys, there we go. How many are there? There are 10 apartment buildings. Are there many? Yes, there are a lot. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. How many or are there many? Here we're looking at swimming pools. How many swimming pools are there? There is 1. Are there many? Now let's see what happens when we are saying no. No, there aren't many. There are not many. There are just a few. So what are we noticing here? Often when we ask how many, we want a specific number. There are 3, there are 10, there is 1. And if we're asking, are there many? Often we use words like a few, a lot, or not many. Okay, let's take a look at one more example. How many schools are here? Or are there many schools? So this is an example of when we don't have to use a number. We can also answer, there are a lot of schools here, or yes, there are a lot of schools. So remember, with countable nouns, we use how many. And to quantify the quantifiers before our nouns, we can use numbers like 3, 10, and 1, or words like a few, a lot, and many. So make sure you can rewind, look at that list.